Start off by telling us how you got involved with the project.
I was lucky. I won the lottery. That's how I got involved in the project. No, my agent sent me out for the new Batman, cartoon, and that's very secretive about it. So you got to read just a little bits and pieces, just little scenes and whatnot. And so I went in and read, and then they seemed to be liking it. I think they pared it down to a couple of other voices. I went in with JB to the studio, and we got to kind of read opposite each other with Andrea Romano and Mitch and Glenn, and they kind of listened to us do the scenes together, and then they made their decision. So yeah, it was awesome. When I got it, I went home, and I have a 4-year-old boy, and I said, "I'm Batman," and he looks at me and he goes, "I'm Batman," right? I go, "No, I'm the voice of Batman." He goes, "Right, I'm Batman." Not gonna happen. And then a month later, he brings 2 T-shirts home, 2 Batman T-shirts, one for me, one for him, and he goes, "We're both Batman." So I was like, okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty iconic role. I mean, how does it feel to step into this?
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying, but exciting. We honor, everything that came before it, and but it's also something. It's like our chance to kind of not change it. We completely honor what's come before in the Batman universe, but kind of put our little stamp on it by not getting crazy with it, but just kind of looking at a point in time in the Batman universe. We're dealing with Batman in his 30s, Robin, dealing with a Batman who's still grappling with the kind of Rubik's Cube that's Bruce Wayne, Batman, and how he kind of navigates those 2 personalities, and a Batman who goes out there sometimes half-cocked, who finds himself in bad situations or gets hurt. So he's not the hardened, kind of grizzled, indestructible Batman in his later years. So it's actually an exciting, fun place to be. We also get to see Batman with this rogues gallery of villains, lesser-known villains. We get to see them animated for the first time. Professor Pig and Toad and Anarchy, Magpie, a bunch of others who will, be animated for the first time. And more importantly, you'll see Batman interact with them for the first time. Kind of the first time that he ever encounters Magpie or encounters these villains. So you kind of get the genesis of that relationship, which to me is really exciting for Batman fans.
You talk about the sort of figuring out the identity, and in that first episode especially, there's a lot of Bruce referring to himself and Batman as 2 different people. So how do you approach that as an actor to kind of to put that sort of duality in your performance?
We came up with 3 different voices, not entirely different, slight variants on them, but we've got a public Bruce Wayne who's, this kind of playboy billionaire, kind of the facade that he shows Gotham. Then we've got a private Bruce Wayne who is much more kind of introspective and honest and quiet and brooding with Alfred. And then we've got Batman, what happens when he puts on his suit of armor and goes out to kick ass.
Down those voices, you have to do keep doing lines over and over until you got the subtle differences.
Yeah, the hardest thing was just kind of keeping it in the range. When he's Batman, he has a very specific kind of range, and some of the things that you have to do vocally are a little bit difficult to do in that range. And I don't do the gravelly, the deep gravelly kind of voice. But I didn't really spend too much time thinking about how he sounds. I really spent time thinking. I really spent time thinking about who this human being is. as public Bruce Wayne, what is he trying to accomplish? As private Bruce Wayne, intimately, what is he dealing with, grappling with? And the same thing with Batman, like the intimidation factor, and him as a detective. He's got this lightning sharp mind, and he's deducing things, and he's thinking 10 steps ahead. Everything is a chess match. He's putting it all together. So, it's about formulating those thoughts and letting them be real and kind of wrapping his mind around it, right? So, to me, that's kind of where I started, as opposed to, I try to go inside out as opposed to outside in.
How often do you have to go in and record your roles? And how long are these sessions?
We do them, it was set out once a week. We'll go in and we'll record an episode, and then it got spread out to maybe once every 2 weeks. Some of the CGI animation takes longer to set up. Once it is set up, then it's faster, but it's been a whole kind of learning curve for everybody, like dealing with the level that they expect and that they want and how they want it to look, and just making sure that we have the quality control for it. I mean, Glenn and those guys can speak more to that, but yeah, we record once every 2 weeks, and then we had a little break, and then now we're recording maybe once every 3 weeks to do ADR, to finish marrying some of the CGI to what we recorded.
And how much of a Batman fan are you?
I'm a huge Batman fan. Huge Batman fan. I grew up with Saturday morning cartoons. I'd wake up, go downstairs. My dad had that Betamax, the big one like that, where you get the tape and you put it in, and I'd set it to the channel and record Super Friends and all that stuff. So that's what I grew up with, and then as I got older, I dove into the comics. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm hugely versed in the Batman universe, but I'm a huge fan.